Hello, everybody. Hello, thank you for joining my live. I appreciate you joining me on this Tuesday evening. I also appreciate it if you're watching the replay, so thank you so much, either here on Facebook or on YouTube. I appreciate it a lot. My glasses are very reflecty right now. Maybe because I just cleaned them and there's a lot of light in front of me. Maybe that's why it's pretty dark out. Anyway, so if this is your first time, my name is Laura Roderick. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in San Antonio, Texas. Thank you for joining me. All right, I've got some fun Christmas cards, and I'm thinking this will be the last week we'll do Christmas cards, right? Because we're starting to inch our way closer to Christmas, and there's not a whole lot of time left to get all the Christmas done, right? So we're going to do this final card class, for me anyway, this week. As we make Christmas cards. Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining. All right. So before we get started, let's talk about our winner for the share contest for last week. All you had to do to enter the contest would be share my video, write it in the comments on Facebook or YouTube. I go through, I take all the entries for everybody who shared, and then I draw a winner. So this week I was giving away this really cool exposed brick 3D embossing folder. Hi everyone, thank you for sharing, I appreciate it. And the winner from this week was Renee. So Renee, congratulations to you. I will get that in the mail to you. I hope you don't have it. If you do, maybe you can share it with a friend. But thank you for sharing, and thank you all to everyone who shared. It really helps me grow my channel when you share, so thank you. You're welcome, Renee. Thanks for joining. Okay, let me pull myself up on Facebook on my iPad and make sure my volume's down. Okay, looks good. Now I can see your comments over there. All right, let me switch my camera, pull my chair up, and let's get started having some fun, okay? All right. That looks good. Maybe a little bit more this way. Okay. We're going to call that done. Get my chair pulled up. All right, you guys. So the mini catalog is coming in January. If you're a demonstrator, you were able to order starting this morning. I placed a big order this morning, so I'm super excited. I can't show you what's in the catalog, but this is the celebration. Lots of fun products in here. I got a bunch of them this morning, so I can't wait for my order to come. Then look how pretty these colors are. Isn't this pretty? This is the new mini catalog that's coming out. So lots of fun things. I cannot wait to start making things with the new stuff. I'm ready for spring fun, right? I've got glue on here. This catalog has had a workout, right? It looks like it. All right, tonight, you guys, we are going to be using this set right here, the Winter Meadow collection. Very pretty, kind of soft, muted colors. I like it. Some of the in colors, which I really haven't used too much. I haven't really used the Moody Mauve too much, so I thought, well, this is going to be fun. Let's play with these colors, and I really am falling in love with these colors. All right, so we're going to use the stamps. We're going to use the dies. We're going to use this beautiful ribbon again on at least one of the cards, and this is the star of the show, is this beautiful paper, right? I love the colors. Let's see, I think the next page has a little bit of a close-up and a couple more samples here. All right, so this is what we're going to make. Let me show you. We're going to make these cards right here. This is Winter Wishes. And that's the Misty Moonlight. And then we've got the Lost Lagoon card. And I want Winter Wishes again for this one. We did one of my favorite fun folds with the little Seasons greeting card. I love that Moody Mauve. It's so pretty. And then this card we did before. If you guys remember when we did, is it Petal Park that we did, I think? This is the card that we did before, right? We did a nice little thank you note before. And I think I had originally cased this idea from, I think it was Amy Condors maybe. So we're going to do that again, but we're going to use this week. So we just got this pretty little card inside that slips in with a little Merry Christmas in it. So I think that's really fun, very festive, different colors, a little non-traditional this week, right? So that's what we're going to do for tonight's class. Okay, again, here's Up Front and Close, Magical Meadow. And the dies, now there's 2 sheets of dies, a lot of dies in here, a total of 13 dies in here. You can see, I haven't tried this, but I bet it's pretty. You can kind of see the embossed snowflakes in here. I didn't play with that one, but here's some of the dies, and then I have a few pulled already because we're going to do some die cutting tonight. Standard holly leaf, everybody needs that, right? Okay, I think there's 4 other dies that I have pulled to the side for later on. All right, let me just check comments. Everybody's still jumping on. Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining. Okay, also for this first card, we are going to use this set, which is fun, Something Fancy dies. So you can see this die right here in the middle. I have for the sentiment right there. It's kind of fun when you have the different sentiments to kind of find what is the perfect die to go around the size of that sentiment. So anyway, that's what I came up with for that one. All right, here's the pieces for our first card. Okay, so like I said, we're starting with Misty Moonlight, standard card base, 8.5, 5.5, score to 4 1/4. All right, we've got a piece of 5 1/4 by 4 for our inside, and then we've got this beautiful DSP. Now, I don't have a whole packet of DSP to show you guys because I kind of cut it apart. I have more coming on Thursday, but I'll show you the scraps that I have. So I didn't really use this one. I didn't use this one. The big one that I'm showing you, I used all of it. And basically, it's just a big sheet and it's got things on both sides. And so I just cut it into different pieces. So these pieces are not exactly all the same. They're a little bit different the way they're cut. But in any case, they still make a beautiful front of the card. 5 1/4 by 4 on this piece. And this is 4 by 3/4. That's going to go on the inside, just this little piece right there. Okay, so we'll set that aside. All right, we're going to start building on this card first. We're going to do some stamping and embossing. One of my favorite things to do. We're going to do our sentiment right here. These 2 pieces, if you're getting the kit this week, are for die cutting. And let me go back to my dies and show you which ones I used so you can see. So I used this one right here in the Mossy Meadow, and that's going to give us one of the pieces. I did one of those, and then I did this one right here. It's kind of just kind of a straight, kind of a frilly little background. I did 2 of these, so you cut 2 of these on there. Let me put this where it's handy because I'm sure we're going to be using some more. So let me pull those out. So I've got this one right here that was cut then, and I have 2 of these. I always cut out a lot of them because I like to play around. Okay, so that's what you're going to do with these pieces right here. Okay, so super easy. The first thing that we're going to do is let's do our sentiment. Get that out of the way. And we're going to do Winter Wishes with our Versamark right here. Pull it down a little bit and try and get it right in the middle. Is that still in frame? Hopefully. Okay. And like I say every week, oh, I should have used my embossing buddy. You know, that's just always in a hurry, right? I'm always in a hurry. Don't have time for the embossing buddy, although it's a really good idea to use it. All right. That's a little crooked, but it almost looks like it's meant to be crooked, so we're just going to stick with it. Let's see. Am I happy with that? I guess so. I think that's okay. Otherwise, I was just going to restamp it on another one, but I think we're okay. Let me just tap this off. Get my little brush to get any other little pieces off. Okay, let us get out our heat tool. Do you guys like to emboss, heat emboss? I feel like I could do it on every single card because I just like the way it looks. I always do it a little bit on the back because the paper starts to warp a little with the heat, so I'm always trying to keep it even and keep the paper kind of flat. All right, here we go. Okay. All right. The rest is all easy from here and pretty fast. So I'm going to take this piece right here, and I'm going to take my ribbon, and this is that silver and white ribbon. Hold on, let me put this back up here where it goes. And we're going to tie it around this layer right here. Now you could tie it either, maybe we'll put our things down before we tie it around here. Let's do that first. Hold on. Changing plans. I'm going to put these down. And I'm going to go back to using my, where's my silicone mat? To using my little glue pen, because I like the way it goes on easily for these like little pieces. So let me pull that out. Okay, Pam, I'm glad you didn't have that set yet. That's good news. Excuse me. All right. See how easy that goes on? I'm not as handy with the liquid glue for these little things like this. So I'm just going to do that. I'm not going all the way down to the stems because I'm going to cut those off a little bit. And then we've got this one right here. Okay, we are ready to put those down. So we'll start with the two Misty Moonlight. Let me get out my tweezers so I can set those down a little easy. So we're going to put one right about here. And like I said, I'm going to cut a little bit of that off, like right here. So that's one. You can't hardly see it that well, right? I mean, you can, it shows up, but it's kind of also blends into the background, which I like. And then we'll put this one coming off a little bit more like this. And let me cut that one off too. All right, and then we're going to take our last one and put it right around in the middle-ish like this. Whoa, come back. Okay, right like that. And then I'm going to cut this piece. Now we can go ahead and do our bow, because I want the bow to tie right about here to kind of cover this up. So let me get out my ribbon. I'm so glad this ribbon's carrying over. It's one of my absolute favorites. Now let's see. This paper, because the DSP isn't as thick as cardstock, I feel like it's a little bit harder to tie. So I'm gonna make it a little bit tight, and then I feel like then the ribbon won't be so loose by the time I'm finished. Now the other thing you could do is on the back you could put a strip of glue down there before you put your ribbon on, just to kind of hold it in place. And I may end up putting a glue dot. Let me try and tighten this up a little bit and straighten it out. Got a little curved. Okay, just like that. Very, very pretty. Cut off the ends. Okay, still a little bit curved. I'm going to put a glue dot. Whoops. Or part of a glue dot right here. Let's see. Let me just move this a little bit, because I want it right about here. And then I'll just secure it with my glue dot just like that. All right, a little bit off at an angle. Pretty good. Okay, now on the back, before I put it down, I will put one more glue dot just to kind of hold the ribbon in the back, even though we're going to use adhesive like that. All right, I'm going to take some of my Seal Plus just to put this down. I'm going to add some to the ribbon so it's not moving around, and then we'll put it on the front of the card. Okay, there we go, just like that. Okay, let's pop up our piece right here. Now, this could be a Christmas card. It could be a birthday card. It could be a get well card. The possibilities are really endless. Whatever you want it to be. And that goes there. So it's kind of interesting because on this one, this is a little bit curved, but then this looks straight, right? On the other one, this part's straight, and then this just looks a little bit curved. So, okay, on the inside, nice and simple. We're not going to do anything but just put a piece on the inside, and then, like I said, you can make it any kind of card you want after that. Okay, this is clearly too long, so we'll clip that off. And we'll attach that, and then that's it. Our first card. Oh, we're not finished. I didn't embellish. So I wanted to add a little bit of sparkle and kind of match the ribbon because we have those silver accents on the border of the ribbon. So I got out our festive pearls, and we're going to use some of the silver ones from here. So let me find my take your pick. And all I'm doing is just adding a silver pearl to each one of these little ends where you can see they're circles. So I'm just adding one to each end, which there's a lot of them. So we're going to have a lot of sparkle. Now you don't have to do each one if you don't want to, but I like the look of it when they're all done. Okay, hold on. I'm not doing so well with this right now. It's because I don't have my take your pick set up properly. Work on that. Okay, let's do another set right here. 3 of those. Kind of rolling off a little bit. Okay, so that's it. Let me make sure this is tucked in okay. And it adds a nice little bit of sparkle, right? Okay, now we're finished with the first card. All right, very pretty. Like I said, the paper does the work, right? The paper is really, really pretty. I love the colors. It's really good. Okay, so the next one, we're switching color modes, and this one, we're going to use, excuse me, Lost Lagoon. Excuse me, one second, let me get a drink. Okay, because that's kind of the color that's in this paper, and I love this piece of paper. It's got these little muted trees in the background. I just thought that was so pretty. On the inside, we just put a little sentiment and a strip on the bottom. So let's get that ready. What I'm adding to this one is the Stylish Shapes dies. We're going to use 3 different sizes of the squares. I also used this Snowflake Sky 3D embossing folder to do a little bit of this white background snow right here behind the trees. And here are our pieces for this one. Okay. Standard card base, 8.5, 5.5, square to 4 1/4, 5 1/4 by 4 basic white, and then we have a strip of 5 1/4 by 3/4 of that DSP. We made these cards really easy this week, right? Because we're all in a rush. We need to get things done fast for Christmas now, right? I'm starting to panic because it's getting closer. So I just made really simple, easy cards this week. 5 1/4 by 4 of the DSP. And then here's the ones I cut 3 out of those squares. You can see which sizes right there. And so these are Lost Lagoon. We're going to do, again, heat embossing on this one. This one I sent through the embossing folder to get the beautiful snowflakes. So let's put this one down. And that's going to be our background. And let's see, which way do we want the snowflakes to show? I think this way, like that. Okay. And then we're going to stamp this little tree scene. So let me get out my Lost Lagoon stamp pad. And where are my trees? So there's a big one and a small one. Here's the big one that I'm doing. You could also do this one on the inside if you wanted to, this littler one. They're both very pretty. And the first time I stamped this, you know, my pad is kind of juicy and it came out really dark, and I'm like, I'm not sure that matches, but it does kind of fade after a little while. All right, so I am just going to stamp that here. See, doesn't that look dark? But it's going to fade a little bit. Okay, so let's heat emboss that same sentiment on here on a diagonal. Let me move this closer and get the Versamark out again. I could have done both at the same time, but I like to do one card at a time from start to finish. Okay. Good. Do you guys have this set for embossing? I love this little set they come up with. Now, I don't use everything. I don't use the little tray for the excess, because you have this little tray. Do I have mine handy? Hold on one second. Let me see if I can reach it. It comes with this little tray too, which is super nice, but I don't use it. I should use it because you can see I get powder all over my work area. And you get these little reverse tweezers and this nice brush and your embossing buddy. Nice set. If you don't have it for embossing, it's a great set. All right. Okay, looks good. I don't need to brush anything off. Let me just close this up. So that may be my work area. Okay. All right, heat gun again. Melts beautifully. We have really nice embossing powder at Stampin' Up. I love it. All right, let me get out. I feel like my tweezer left a little bit one here. I'm just going to try and brush that away. Okay, let us get out our die now. So I've got this die right here, which is going to go on here, and we're going to die cut that out. And then we're going to put that on top of our snow background. The other thing you could do if you wanted to, and I'm not sure it fits all that well, but you could also cut it out from here and then pop this white, cut it out of the white, pop it up with dimensionals, and then have this behind it so it looks like it's almost like inside a window. But that's not what I did. So let's get a piece of Post-it tape. Oh, thanks you guys. Pam, if we get snow, I don't know. We usually don't get snow. If we get snow, it's usually like for one day, for like an hour, and it's very light and everybody gets excited. So no, we usually don't get snow. Maybe it's once every 5 years or so. So it's kind of weird not to get snow. And it's been lovely. The weather this weekend was gorgeous, in the 70s. I think Friday it's supposed to be 76 here. So the weather's still been nice. Makes putting up your Christmas lights really nice and easy. I remember in Chicago freezing trying to get the Christmas lights up, and you were waiting for that one day if it was really warm, like maybe in the 50s, and you're like, this is the day I'm putting them up because it's the only warm day. Okay, so we're ready to put this together. We have our pieces. Again, we're going to tie the ribbon around just the piece of the DSP before we put it down. So let's do that. I have this beautiful Lost Lagoon ribbon, and it's a bordered ribbon, very pretty, and matches beautifully, of course. Don't you love that about Stampin' Up, how everything coordinates? Love it. So you guys, they started, you know, if you're a demonstrator, you got to order today from the new catalogs early, but there's also a clearance rack refresh that started today. So if you're thinking of placing an order this week, look at the clearance rack because they put out like all kinds of new stuff. Some of the embellishments, I got some, I can't remember which ones I ordered, but they were like $3.20 for the embellishment package, and papers, all kinds of stuff on the refresh for the clearance rack. Really cool. So make sure you check out the clearance rack and see what you can get for a bargain. I'm a bargain shopper. I really am. Always will be. That's why I joined Stampin' Up, because I wanted the discount. I like going to Kohl's and using my Kohl's cash too. And so you get the Kohl's cash and you get a discount. That's a big bonus, right? Okay. Let me cut this off. I'm going to do the glue dot thing again, just to kind of hold it down. I'm almost out of this roll of glue dots. All right there. This one's a little higher. I guess I wanted it to be in the middle, but it can go up here too. That's fine. Okay, now we can just finish building the card. I'm going to get my Seal Plus again. I like how easy the Seal Plus goes down. It's just so smooth when you put it down, and it holds really tightly. And I like to put it on the ribbon too. So, all right, this layer is going right here. And speaking of joining Stampin' Up, you guys, when the new catalog goes live, is it like January 4th, I think, for customers? If you want to join Stampin' Up, they have this, it's going to be a great promotion that they have, including, you know, you usually get the discount, which is great. You get however much for $99 worth of product, which is awesome. I'm going to stamp this before I put on my piece of paper in case I mess it up. In Lost Lagoon. I know I skipped to the middle before I finished the front. I got excited about this promotion with Stampin' Up that I'm telling you about. So you can get free too this like glass mat, and it's just got this silicone thing and a, like a chamois wipe. I'm super excited about it. Demonstrators can get it early right now, so I ordered mine this morning. So that's going to come Thursday. I cannot wait to see this beautiful glass mat. Anyway, you could get it if you join. More details will be coming about that as it gets closer. Look at this sentiment. May this season of sparkle bring joy and delight. How nice is that? So I'm just going to stamp that right here. Lots of fun stuff coming in the new catalog too. Okay, now I can go ahead and put this down. I know I'm jumping all over the place tonight. But I got excited for a minute. I wish I could show you a picture of the promotion. It's going to be great. And you know, you can join Stampin' Up and you don't have to stay joined too. You know, when you sign up, you're good for the 3 months. You get the discount. If you don't ever want to even place another order, you don't have to. You don't owe anything. There's no risk. I think it's pretty good the way they do it like that. So some people will join and stop and join and stop and join and stop and just get the kits, the starter kits and stuff occasionally. And I love that Stampin' Up gives you the freedom to do whatever you want. I'm going to pop this piece up. Okay. Enough about that, right? Stop being excited. Are you guys ready for Christmas? I'm freaking out. I'm not done shopping. Almost done decorating. I'm just going to put this right about here. Doesn't that look pretty with the snow in the background? So it'd be nice to finish one thing at a time, right? So it would be nice to get all my shopping done and get all the decorating done, but I'm kind of doing it all together. So we're almost done decorating. We're getting very close to that. The trees are up and decorated. You know, the family room tree has like 350 ornaments. So good for my husband for putting those all on himself. I think I might have put one ornament on. One. So we've accumulated a lot over the years. Good thing it's a big tree. All right, so as far as embellishments, I pulled out, these are online exclusives, these adhesive back snowflakes, and I'm using one of each size of the white. So I'm gonna put my biggest one right up here. And they're a little bit hard to see, you know, because they're kind of white with a kind of whitish background. So, but I still think they add to it and make it look pretty. So I'm gonna put those, and then, oh, I got a piece of my stuff in there. Then I thought I'm just going to add another little embellishment right in the middle of the snowflakes. So I went back to the Festive Pearls, and I got the Pool Party, because Pool Party is kind of the same family of colors here, right? And just put one of these little Festive Pearls right in the middle of all three of these snowflakes. And I thought that looked really pretty. Okay. That's it, you guys. That's our second card. Pretty easy, right? Nice and fast. Okay. Pam, you're funny. That's funny. She's talking about if her husband decorated a tree. That's hilarious. Okay. Oh, Lois, you're right. That card would be nice with a little deer. That would be perfect, right? Oh, I should look at that later. All right, you guys, card number 3. You guys have seen this before, right? How many times have I done this fun fold? Just because I like it, it's pretty, it's easy. And sometimes I just look at the paper and I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to do that card with this paper because it's so pretty. Okay, so don't be mad at me, but I did use another greeting for this. So I got my Christmas Classics. We've used this set already. And I got the Season's Greeting. I used that stamp and I put that right on here. All right. If you could use this, the Winter Wishes, may the season of sparkle bring joy and delight, whatever you want, you could put on there. So you could put Merry Christmas, Happy Birthday, any greeting that you want on there. But that's just what I did with this one. We're also using the Scalloped Contours dies, like we always do with this card. So I've got this bigger one right here, and on the inside I use this side right here. Cut them out. This one of the Moody Mauve, and then I just cut the inset white, and then this one I cut out of the white, the basic white cardstock. Okay, let me put that aside and get out our card pieces. So you might want to get the kit this week. Fast and easy cards, right? If you need a few more Christmas cards to finish your collection for the season. Okay, so all of our pieces are here. We have got the Moody Mauve, and this is 8.5 by 5.5. It's scored at 4 1/4, but then it's also scored at 2 1/8. So let me get out my bone folder, and I'm just going to fold this back on itself and make sure it's lined up right, even though I've already scored it, and then just make sure that I'm getting a nice tight fold on it. Okay. Easy breezy. Now we've got our Designer Series paper, and I've got 5 1/4 by 4, and I have 5 1/4 by 1 7/8 times 2. So we can go ahead and put those down. It's super easy to make these cards, especially if some of this stuff is pre-cut too, right? Then you're just sticking it down. Everything just gets centered. Okay, there we go. Now we have our nice card base ready to go. All right, let's work on this greeting. So this was the scalloped rectangle, and this is in Moody Mauve. And so then this inside, this white piece, this is not the one. This one we're going to do the stamping of the other things, the berries. This is the piece that's going to go inside, and it goes inside, just inside. You can see those little dotted lines. It fits inside just like that. And the piece for this is 3 7/8 by 2 5/8. So we're going to stamp on the greeting on this, and then we're going to do the little leaves and berries on this. This piece is, we're also going to do one of the berries directly on it, okay? So 3 things that we're going to stamp on. Okay. So I'm going to be doing some shaded spruce. So the first thing I want to do is use this stamp right here, okay? And we're going to stamp this and die cut it. And I'm going to do that on this bigger sheet right here. And this is just like 3x4, just a scrap of basic white. And I'll just put it right up here. We're going to end up die cutting that. Okay, pretty. You can see how it kind of variegates the color a little bit with the stamp. That's the way it's supposed to be. Okay, now this next stamp we're going to use, we're going to color this with our Stampin' Right markers to do the stamping. You know, before we do that, let me just do the greeting, and then I can move that piece out of the way. So I have the Seasons Greetings in the photopolymer. I'm just going to stamp one at a time, one side at a time. So first I'm going to take it and just do the seasons and ink the seasons up. And I'll put that right in the middle, right like that. And then I'm going to do the greetings. So I want to clean this off. Okay. Let me just get my baby wipe and make sure there's nothing else around. I don't like to use it because sometimes it gets a little bit of lint. Okay, but that's nice and clean. So now we're going to do the greetings right underneath. So let me ink up just greetings and put it where I want it. Get this out of the way. And I'm putting it just a little offset, not exactly underneath. Let me pull this down again a little bit. Right about here, I think. Just like that, okay? All right. Now to the markers. So we're just going to color this. I'm going to color this in 3 different shades. I'm going to do the berries in the Moody Mauve, and this is Stampin' Right markers. I also have Garden Green, and I have Shaded Spruce. So I'm going to start with my lightest color. I'm going to use the brush and just do the berries. So I'm just going to color those in first. And I want to be generous with the ink and really go over it a lot. Now, if you want to make sure this comes out perfect, you could do it on the Stamparatus if you have one, because that way you could go over it again if something doesn't really stick down that well. But I didn't have too much trouble with it. Okay, so that's it. We've got the berries in the Moody Mauve. I'm gonna leave that open, which is probably dangerous. I'm gonna take the Shaded Spruce, and I'm just gonna do the tops of the berries, how those little things kind of stick up. Let me just check and make sure my head's not in the middle of the camera as I'm leaning over looking at this. All right, and it looks messy, but it's gonna stamp nicely, even though it looks messy the way I'm coloring it. Okay, lastly, I'm gonna get the Garden Green, and I'm just gonna do the stems. So there's some stems in between and the leaves. Do you guys color your stamps much? I don't do it very often, but sometimes when you're doing something that you want to be multicolored, that's the easiest and best way to do it. Okay, again, being super generous with the ink, because I want to make sure I have enough on there. Now, the Moody Mauve is probably getting a little bit dry by now, so what we're going to do is huff on it to add a little bit of humidity, moisture to it before we stamp it down. Then we're going to cross our fingers and see how it goes. Okay, let's try it. Okay, pretty, right? And it's supposed to be that way. It's how you kind of have, again, that's built into the stamp. That way you can see the darker parts right here, because that's how they want it to be. So it's not perfect. And that's the way it is in the DSP too. You can see how there's the white and the different colors, right? So that's how they kind of want it to stamp, which is really pretty brilliant by Stampin' Up. Okay, so now I want to do the same thing on this piece right here that's going to go on the inside. So I'm going to go back and re-marker everything. All right, do you guys have a favorite? Do you guys watch a lot of Christmas movies? We have our favorites we have to watch every year. Do you have a favorite? I don't think I could narrow mine down to a favorite. I have a whole bunch that I have to watch every year that I love. But one of my favorites is Surviving Christmas. Have you guys seen that one? That one is with Ben Affleck and Christina Applegate. And it is just the funniest. It's one of my favorites. I just love watching that one. You know, among the others, Christmas Vacation is always the first one we watch of the year, always first. And we usually do that either on Thanksgiving or the day after Thanksgiving. And Home Alone is a classic. Lots of the good classic ones we like to watch. We're working on Home Alone 2, but we'll watch like a half hour of it, and then we're like, wait, I have to go do something. And then we don't come back to it for another day. So because you're not so busy this time of year, you don't have time always. I like to put one in if I'm wrapping presents or something, so you can multitask, right? All right, we're almost done. Color in this one. Okay, that's it. Huff again. We're going to kind of put this off in the corner this way. Okay, that came out good, don't you think? All right. Enough of that. Let me get another drink. See how you guys are doing. Hi, Donna. You guys hanging in there? Okay, we can start putting together. We're going to do our die cutting. So, here is the die for this one. And then here is the die for this one. So, let me get those, run them through our mini really quickly. Let's see, get this one good. All right, we're in business. Whoa, we're not in business. Try that again. I probably needed a bigger piece of Post-it tape. Okay. Okie dokie. I think that's the last die cutting we're going to do tonight. And I think we're ready for assembly. Okay. All right, this one's going to go straight down. And I think I'll break out the liquid glue tonight now. Get my little pin. And I'm just going to add my liquid glue here. And pick that up without getting glue on my fingers. All right. I kind of want this to go kind of this way, like right about here. And you can see this one's a little bit longer. I think I put my Season's Greetings a little bit lower on this one. So we're just going to cut this off here, which will be good. We'll pop this one up, and I think the dimensionals do fit on here pretty perfectly. So nothing's showing. All right. We're going to kind of layer this one over, I think like this. Okay. Then this can go down on here. I'm going to put the adhesive right here on this side. And we'll put that right inside like that. All right, we're gonna put adhesive just on this side. I'm gonna again reach for my Seal Plus so it stays on really good over there. You guys, I put it on the wrong side. Oh no. We don't want that because it's going to stick to the inside. How could I do that? That's just silly. All right, do I have any Moody Mauve? I do have some Moody Mauve. I'm just going to put a piece right here and cover up my piece right here. Don't put the glue on the wrong side. That's my what not to do tip for the week. Okay, yeah. All right. That's getting to be a regular thing with me. Oh yeah, don't do that. Now I lost my glue. Wait, did I throw it in a fit of anger? I don't think so. Or just use the regular this time. All right, putting it on the correct side this time. Here we go. I'm gonna butt that up here. All right, no harm, no foul, right? We're okay on that. All right, so let's put the inside right here, right in the middle. See if I can get that straight. Okay, make sure that's covered up. Nice. That works. Okay, one of my favorite things again to do is take my basic rhinestone my rhinestone basic jewels and color. And I'm going to use the Moody Mauve Dark. And I'm just going to do 3 of the smaller ones. And I'm just going to color those so they match the card. Careful with your tip. You don't want to ruin your tip. Just like that. I still don't know what I did with that glue. Did I drop it on the ground? What did I do with it? All right, let's put these on. Then we're going to use some of that Moody Mauve ribbon. And I'll be honest, I have all the colors of this ribbon and I haven't really used it. But boy, it sure is pretty. And it obviously matches perfectly. So broke that out to try and use it. And I'm just going to tie a bow. I don't want it to be too huge. But the sheen on this ribbon is just so pretty. Maybe this will be, I was thinking this would be good fall colors, but maybe these will be good spring colors too. We'll have to see. We'll have to see what matches what with all the new product that's coming out. All right, I just want this a little bit smaller still. Okay. All right, glue dots. I'm gonna put 2 because this is a really thick ribbon. So I'm gonna load it up with glue dots so it really sticks good on here. And put it right in the corner, right like that. All right, you guys, are we done? I think so. I think that's it. Okay. All right. One more. We have one more, you guys. We're gonna do this one next. Another nice and easy one. Okay, so what are we using for this one? Extra, why do I have, oh, this, okay. I'm like, why do I have that? Because we're gonna use this for the sentiment. So we're gonna use a die cut right here from the smallest deckled rectangles dies, and that's for this sentiment right here, okay? So let's pull out our pieces. Wow, it's getting hot in here. Okay. Okay, so this is our card base. This is 5.5 by 4 1/4, just a piece of cardstock, and this is Misty Moonlight. And then we have 5 1/4 by 4 of this beautiful DSP from the same pack. Did I tell you guys the name of that DSP? It's Winter Meadow DSP. I don't know if I mentioned the name of that before. All right, so we can go ahead and put that down. And that's going to be kind of the backdrop for this card, right like that. Okay, then we have these pieces. So these are our triangles. And so this piece started as a square, and it was, let's see, 3 1/4 by 3 1/4, and then I just cut from corner to corner diagonally. And then this piece of the DSP was 2 7/8 by 2 7/8 square, and also cut diagonally. Then you'll have the extra pieces for another card. So we'll go ahead and put some adhesive on that. And that's going to hold our other little card inside. Okay. Then I'm just going to glue the correct 2 sides, hopefully. And put this down on the corner. So this is just going to sit here on the edge, right in the corner like that. Okay. Now I'm going to press it down. We're going to let that dry for a couple minutes. So let me put that aside. All right. Now I'll show you the other pieces, and we're going to do some stamping. All right. So this is going to be the inner card right here. So we are starting with this Misty Moonlight. I wrote the wrong thing. I wrote Misty Meadow on my sheet. It's Misty Moonlight. And so this is 8 1/2 long, and it's 3 1/4, and then it's cut right in the middle at 4 1/4. Okay, and that's just going to make our little card like that. So on the inside, we're going to have this piece right here of the basic white, and that is just 3 inches by 4 inches, and that's just going to sit in here and be the inside. Okay, then I also have a 3 inch by 4 inch of the Vellum Basic Specialty DSP. This is the one, let me see if I have it handy, that has 3 different designs. So you have this beautiful kind of ferny, you have the stripes, and then you have these little polka dots here. So really nice vellum. We used that for the baby cards before. So that's a nice way. So we're just going to put this piece of vellum right here as a layer. Then we're going back to the Scallop Contours dies, and we have the smaller rectangle. That's going to be our layer here. And then this little white piece right here, which is, this is 2 1/2 by 1 1/4, right? Very small, but it's going to fit right inside these little lines, just like on the bigger one we did on the other card. Okay, so we are going to do our stamping. So this is easy stamping, right? We're not going to do anything crazy. And we're stamping 3 different things. We're going to stamp this fern-like thing. We're going to stamp on the inside, this white piece right here. We're going to stamp, again, what we just used for a little greenery. We're going to stamp Merry Christmas up here. And you guys, I went back to that other Christmas classics again. So I've got the Christmas and the little Mary that I put together from the Christmas classics. Again, put whatever you want inside your card. Up to you what you want to do. And then the other thing is we're going to do this sentiment. Okay, so let us start with the Misty Moonlight and do the 2 sentiments. And make sure I'm using all the right pieces. Sentiment first, Merry Christmas. I put both those stamps together on my block. And I'll try and get them straight on there. Merry Christmas, just like that. And then the other one we want to use is the Season of Sparkle. And I need to clean that off before I put it in my beautiful Misty Moonlight and get green all over the place. All right, that's going to go on this little deckled rectangle. Again, looking for the perfect die cut for the sentiment, right? Difficult, not difficult, but challenging maybe, to find one that you like that you think fits well. All right, so we did that in Misty Moonlight. Now we're going to turn to our shaded Spruce again. And let me get out something to stamp on, because we're going to go off the page a little bit. So let's just do one here and one like that. Okay, that one's done. And then the last thing we're going to do is this one right here. and with the little berries already built in. Now, if you wanted to, if you wanted red berries, if you wanted blueberries, you could do the whole coloring thing again with the markers. I'm just doing the whole thing in green, and then I'm just gonna cover it with some rhinestones that we're gonna color. So however you want to do it is fine. I'm just gonna kind of put this off to an angle like this. That didn't come out dark enough. Let's flip it over and try again. If I don't like this one, I'm going to have to cut another one. I probably didn't ink it up well enough. See if I can do it right this time. Press down evenly on the whole thing. Okay, that's better. A couple of the berries are a little bit lighter, and I think they're supposed to be that way. Okay, now when we decorate our berries, we've got a couple of choices. There's also a die in the set, right, like this, that cuts the little berries out. Now, if you wanted to, you don't have to stick with this color theme too. You could do the little red berries if you wanted to. So you can cut those out, and let me show you what they look like. There's some of them here, right? I started with that, and I was going to put those on and then maybe do a little wink of Stella. But then it just was a little bit hard to get them on with the glue and make them stick down. So I didn't end up doing that. Instead, I decided I'm going to just color some more rhinestones. And this time I used the dark Misty Moonlight. And now again, a lot of rhinestones, so that's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. We're going to do about 18. That's a lot of rhinestones, right? So do it any way you want. Depends how many rhinestones you want to use, right? Okay, let's start with that and see how that goes. I just found that the rhinestones are much easier to place on these little circles, and I love the amount of sparkle. And since our card says, "May the season of sparkle bring joy and delight," I thought, well, the card's got a sparkle. So that's why I went with the rhinestones. And this card really, really sparkles. And then we're going to use some sparkle ribbon on it too. Now, I'm going to tell you this ribbon that I used. Hold on. Why don't you want to stick? The ribbon that I used, I thought it was, hold on, that one's got to go. Bye. I thought it was an online exclusive and was still available, but then when I was putting my PDF together with the measurements, I couldn't find it. And I was like, is it gone now? So I don't know what happened, but it's this glittered organdy ribbon that I used, but you can also use that beautiful silver ribbon. So either one is just fine. So when I make this card, let's try the other ribbon and see how that looks on there. All right, lots and lots of sparkly rhinestones. I feel like some of this is going to be covered up with the bow, so I'm not going to get crazy right there yet. So let's put a few more down here. I think I need to color another one because I threw that one in the garbage. Okay. All right, let's try that and see how it looks. Okay, so let us assemble this piece right here. We might as well, let's start with the inside and put that in. Okay, inside finished. The outside, we're going to put this one on. Let me put my adhesive here. It's easier to do it when it's flat. Right like this. Okay. Then I'm going to attach it to the vellum. Let me get out my plus because it goes on a little bit easier when it's bumpy. So right in the middle of our piece of vellum. And I'm doing it this way because then I can see, although it's most of the area, where I can go ahead and put my adhesive where it won't show through the vellum on the front. Okay, So now we've got that like that. Let's get some of that beautiful silver ribbon and see how pretty and sparkly it looks here. And we're just going to tie it around the whole card right here. I feel like I need a little bit more. And I kind of want the bow to be right off to the side here. That way it's not in the pocket part. I think I misjudged this a little bit. Let's see. I guess it's okay. See if I can straighten that out a little. I'll just cut off this side. Okay. Now, well, I'm probably going to put a glue dot to kind of put it down. I'm going to move it up just a little bit so it covers up some of what I said it should cover up, right? That is not the best bow because now my ribbon's just a little crooked, but let's see if we can glue dot it down a little. So one right here under the knot. And then I might need another one, but I'm worried about it's gonna show. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put it right. No, I don't wanna do that because then it's gonna stick when you close it. How can I be sneaky with this so it doesn't show? Because I just want it to lay a little bit flatter. Let's see how it's gonna look if I just stick this kind of under here. That was not helpful. Let's put one more right about here. Otherwise, I could just untie it and retie it better. All right. We're going to call that a day. Next time, I would be a little more careful, make it a little tighter when I tie it. Okay, so there's the one that goes right inside. Hopefully, this is dry now, so we can just tuck that inside like that. Okay, pretty. And then all we're going to do with this is I'm just going to use some adhesive and not go all the way to the edge and put it in the lower corner like that. So not too much of this corner sticking up to catch. Okay, you guys? So that's it. We finished the last card. What do you guys think? Easy cards this week, right? We needed something easy. All right. There it is. Merry Christmas. Again, this could be anything. Doesn't have to be Christmas. Oh, look at my glue's coming up. I didn't let it dry long enough. Okay, let's look at what we made tonight. So next week's going to be a little bit different. So I think I'm still going to go live. I wasn't originally going to go live, but I think I'm going to. And here's our cards that we made. Right, like that. Now, if you guys want the kit to make these cards this week, all you have to do is place an order of $35 or more by Saturday and use this host code, and it's YQ2F6QQU. That's hard to say. All right, so that's the host code for this week if you want to get this kit to make these cards. Also, you guys, you know, if you place a $35 or more order, you will also get the sweet Stampin' Friends tutorial. And this month we did all online exclusives. So there's quite a variety of different online exclusive things. Look at, I always love Kelly's scrapbook pages. They're so pretty. Let me show you up close this one. Because look how, isn't that pretty with the winter fun? So pretty. Okay, lots of beautiful cards, fun box, all kinds of fun things. You'll get this free with a $35 purchase too. Here's the card that I made this month with the online exclusives to go with this tutorial. So you'll get that with the order also. Okay. If you would like the project and measurement sheet, email me. I'll send it to you. If you're on my email list, you know you'll get it tomorrow morning. That'll come out automatically. It'll have all the measurements on it for you. Don't forget about adhesive kits. That'll be in the email too if you want to order an adhesive kit as a gift, maybe for yourself. So getting back to next week, you guys, this Painted Wishes kit came out. I ordered it It came out today. It is so pretty. So I think we're going to make these cards next week. And then I'm going to show you a lot of the pre-order stuff that I got from the catalog. So you can see all the celebration items and some of the pre-order, some of the products that I pre-ordered from the catalog. And I think that'll be fun, just so we can still get together on Tuesday and make a few things. I might throw in one more card in addition to this too, so we'll see. Don't forget December 10th for Paper Pumpkin if you're interested in that. All right, you guys, thanks for joining me. It's been fun as always. I appreciate you guys, you watching. Thank you guys for your compliments. I appreciate it. I hope everybody has a good week, and I'll see you next Tuesday as we inch closer to Christmas. All right, have a good week, everybody. Bye-bye.